Hello everyone, this is Nickredace coming to a brand new video. This time we're going to be going over some of my old XCOM2 videos. So it's been brought to my attention that my old videos, spotlights on RPGO and RPGO modules have been a bit lackluster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go quickly over all of them again in one single video. So here we go, we're going to start with the original XCOM RPG overall. This is going to be broken up into three major parts. The first one is the fact that all of your soldiers' classes are now considered Universal Soldier. So Universal Soldier means that they can equip practically any weapon, which we can show right here. So we have access to pretty much all weapons. Say pretty much, these ones are specialty weapons. And pretty much all equipment. And pretty much all secondaries. The next part about it is soldier stats, or the ability to customize your stats in RPGO. This is a bit of the more broken aspect of RPGO, because in the game itself, you're not able to edit any of these without certain equipment. Now, as you continue battle and you play on, your soldier will gain SP or skill points, which you can add to these. This also takes AP as well, but so you have 11, you use skill points instead. This doesn't really get broken until you start doing things like using it for mobility, or using it for health. Hack really won't affect it much. Psi usually doesn't affect it much either. Defense a little bit, dodge a little bit, will a little bit. Mostly it's just mobility and health. Once upon a time you could also do armor. I believe so. I think they might have gotten rid of that. So the reason I don't touch this very much is if you have a soldier which gets like a -2 mobility, and after like 2-3 missions you can completely negate that -2 mobility. So that's kind of broken. The next part about RPGO is this. So they completely redid the upgrade screen, based it more off of the factions, and they've broken apart all the classes into all these abilities, up until Marauder. So let me just quickly go over. I'm not going to go over all the abilities like I did last time, because just play the game yourself, mod yourself, and you'll see them. So what we're going to go over is just a quick overview of them. So for Assault, it's all about close quarters combat and increased damage. And they have key abilities like Hunter's Instinct that deals 2 extra damage on flanking attacks, and Close Quarters Specialist that gives you a free shot when an enemy gets within 4 squares. Then we have Infantry, which gives various shooting buffs and shooting multiple times in a single turn, as well as abilities like Surgical Precision, which reduces the aim penalty of cover by half, turning full cover to half cover, and half cover to almost no cover, as well as Light 'em Up, which allows you to fire twice in a single turn. Next we have Sentinel, which is all about Overwatch and various types and buffs to Overwatch, which include Guardian, which gives you 50% chance to fire a second Overwatch shot, and High Noon, which allows you to return fire on any enemy that fires at you. Next we have Gunner, which buffs shooting and gives you shots that have special effects, like Hail of Bullets, which is a guaranteed hit at the cost of ammo, or Rupture, that gives a bonus to critical hit chances and gives all future attacks against that target an additional 3 damage. Next we have Grenader, which buffs grenades and explosives in general, with abilities such as Volatile Mix, which gives your explosions an additional 2 damage, and Quartermaster, which gives all utility items an additional use. Next we have Sniper, which gives you long range abilities and different kinds of accuracy buffs. Sniper Elite removes all squad sight bone penalties, and Death from Above, which gives you an extra action if you kill an enemy from above. Ranger, nothing but melee buffs and buffs to accuracy and damage. The Kenjutsu ability allows you to melee enemies in the blue without ending your turn, and the Implacable ability gives you an extra move if you've killed an enemy during that turn. Hacker is all about your gremlin related abilities, from utility to combat, such as Haywire Protocol, which allows you to hack enemy robots to capacitor discharge, which deals a substantial amount of electric damage with bonus damage to robots and a chance to stun. Scout is for all your sneaky breaky needs, with abilities such as Shadow Strike, which gives you an additional 50% accuracy and a critical hit chance while you're concealed, to Stealth Tactics, which allows your soldier to regain concealment if it isn't viewed by another enemy unit. As you can see, both of them working together can get kind of broken, but seeing as Stealth Tactics is the last ability in that tree, it seems pretty fine. Next we have Medic. The name says it's all, healing for days, with healing abilities such as Field Surgeon, which reduces your soldier's wound recovery time, if that soldier is in the party, as well as Field Medic that doubles the amount of medkits you have on that mission. Gunslinger has abilities for both pistols and auto pistols, like Lightning Hands, which gives you a free shot, and Face Off, which allows you to shoot at each enemy you can see. Skirmisher is a bunch of skirmisher abilities. There's some really good ones like Manual Override, which lowers all cooldowns across the board by 1, and Forward Operator, which gives you a free action every time a new group is revealed. Next we have a Saboteur, which is a Reaper faction abilities, like Remote Start that destroys environmental explosives such as cars and deals double damage to any units in that radius, or Biggest Boom, which allows your explosives to deal critical damage. Now we move on to Long War II secondary weapon trees, and we're going to start with Spotter, which has abilities such as Vital Point Targeting, which allows additional damage to that target, similar to Rupture, or Airstrike that deals 8 to 12 damage in a large area. Then we have abilities for Long War II Rocket Gauntlets. Some decent ones are Heat Warheads that pierce and shred armor, and Concussion Rockets that can stun, disorient, and leave a cloud of smoke behind. We then have Purifier, which is for the flamer on the gauntlet, with abilities such as Napalm X that causes enemies to panic when set on fire, or Firestorm that creates a ring of fire around the soldier and grants them immunity to fire. And the last of the OG RPGO sets is Marauder, and it's all about sawed-off shotguns and abilities like Hipfire that makes shooting point blank with it cost a single action, or Brutality, which has a 50% chance to panic enemy soldiers when you kill them with the sawed-off shotgun. Now we move on to Samurai, which only has one set, and Samurai is all about enhanced melee and abilities that buff melee playstyle, such as Yamabushi Heritage, which gives you 1 armor and 15 defense, and allows you to regen up to 6 HP per mission, and other abilities such as Hawkeye that gives you plus 15% crit chance and 3 damage to crit hits. We also have the complete opposite of that spectrum with Spec Ops. Spec Ops is a mixture of Scout, Rangers, Saboteur with Stealth mixed in, with abilities like Backstabber, which gives you bonus damage to combat knives, and reduces the cooldown of Silent Takedown, which allows for melee kills that avoid detection. It also includes abilities like Demolition Expert that causes environmental explosives such as cars and gas tanks to explode, and then grants that soldier concealment. Then we're going to move on to Biotics. Biotics has 3 sets. The first set is Adept, and it focuses up on straight-on damage abilities that boost the effectiveness of other biotic attacks, with abilities such as Exposure that gives all biotic attacks ruptures that deal 2 extra damage, and Reaving Biotics that means all attacks give +1 to your biotic shield when they hit. We then move on to Vanguard, which gives bonuses to biotic cooldown, and biotic barrier options, such as Aegis that blocks all overflow damage to the biotic shield, and Biotic Overdrive that resets all biotic cooldowns and gives you an extra action. Lastly, we have Tactician, which gives you other biotic barrier options and more movement-based abilities, like Biotic Traversal, which allows you to travel to higher locations without the use of a ladder or pole, and Reactive Barrier, which reduces damage against your shields by 25%. Oh, and you have a teleport in there for good measure. Next, we have Necromancer RPGO Spotlight. The first of the bunch is Dread Necromancer, your typical Necromancer with various summon undead abilities, and a powerful single-target attack. These abilities include Army of the Dead that raises zombies in a large area, or Death Touch that allows you to kill a single non-ruler, non-chosen enemy per mission. Just instant dead. Next we have Eldritch Necromancer, which is based on various debuff attacks in AoE, with abilities such as Fireball, which is a large AoE fire attack, and Eldritch Storm, which deals no damage, but covers enemies in a large area with fire, poison, and acid. And finally, we have a complete 180 from Eldritch to the Spirit Shaman, which is all about healing and buffs to allies, with abilities such as Spirit Guide, which grants 25 to aim and 50 to crit chance, and Astral Projection, which reveals all enemies on the map. The last part is XCOM Rocket Launcher Mod. Rocket Launcher Mod adds 3 versions of a rocket launcher, as well as various types of warheads, from nukes to thermobaric to sabot, just a ton of different warheads you can use, and it's a good alternative to the grenade launcher. The only problem is that each of those rockets reduces mobility of your soldier by 1, But of course, if you use RPGO overhaul, you can reduce that by increasing your mobility. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. Also, it has a special feature where soldiers can give the rocket launcher soldier rockets they're holding. So you can have your entire squad have one rocket and have each of them give one to the rocket launcher soldier when they need to. And again, with the amount of additional warheads you have, you'll have a rocket for every occasion. And again, it's just a good buff if you want to go back to the old field of XCOM Enemy Unknown and, you know, the grenade launchers. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. That I just quickly went over all those videos I made in the past in one quick video. Now, for RPG Overhaul, people have been having lots of problems with it. I'm not sure why. It seems to me like one of the simpler mods to install, seeing as you just subscribe to it and its requirements, which is, I believe, 2 mods. And I've never had a problem with it. So if you guys are having any problems with it, please just go to Steam or the Discord. They are very helpful in the Discord, and they should be able to help you out. I haven't seen anybody really have too much problem in the Discord. So thank you all for watching. This has been Nickredace, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Nickredace